Welcome back everybody to the Bonanza Breakdown. Once again I'm joined by Alex Hughes, retired professional boxer, and Brett Parry, amateur and professional coach. And it's a special edition today where we got the champ, Liam Williams, in the house. We're going to break down the fight, April 17th. Liam Williams will fight for the world title against Demetrius Andrade in America. And how's camp going, Lee?
Yeah, right mate, it's going really good. You know, training super harder than I've ever trained before. Camp's been perfect. Some great sparring. Dom's really been putting me through it, so literally just a case of just counting down the hours and the minutes and can't wait to go, you know.
Happy days. What's a normal day in the life of camp for Liam Williams?
So times of training that vary, to be honest with you. Dom just texts us the night before. He only lets you know probably 10 o'clock the night before, because he thinks if you know, let's say today, now I know tomorrow I'm not training till 11 in the morning, say, he thinks I could go out and eat a lot of shit food tonight, or I could just, I don't know, just go.
Do you prefer that?
Yeah, I like it because it just keeps me, like, by the time he texts me, I'm just laying in bed waiting for the text.
I remember when I came up about 18 months ago into the gym, and I'd gone up a couple of days because I was up in Manchester, travelling across to Sheffield, obviously meet up with him a couple of days, book in the hotel, and he said, what's the crack now with the time tonight? So I don't know until like 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, sorry.
So he said, I'll let you know. So I'm in my hotel room like, text comes through, 6 a.m, right?
You don't think Liam's fucking door, you are?
Leaving 6. 6.
Sure, it's
Your dog just texted him.
6 a.m, comes through my phone 6 a.m 'now, and in my head, right, I'm thinking, he's on a mind up there. He wants me outside the gym at 6 o'clock.
we roll up at 9.
I heard that.
But no, then you turn up, you rock up there. 6 a.m, I think there was 2 even Willie were training on that.
Yeah.
We get in there 6 o'clock, no messing around. And obviously it's quite drilled. You know exactly what you're doing. It's not hang about a lot.
No, it's always, since I've been there, it's always been very structured. Like there's a clear plan of what you're doing every single session. You'll say, right, today we're doing this. You just know exactly how it's going to go. There's no messing around in between. There's no chatting shit. If you're chatting shit, he'll say, Liam, stop chatting shit. You're on obsession. Let's get on with it, do you know what I mean? So
The England gym in itself, mate, seems to be absolutely flying again at the minute, doesn't it?
yes, just got some real talent there. And it's like obviously myself fighting for the world title now. You got Willie fighting tonight actually.
Yeah.
British Commonwealth titles.
Super special talent, eh?
Unbelievable. Like I was saying,
He looks the business, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks
as I was saying earlier, I've genuinely never seen nothing like him, and I'd probably bet my house on it that he's going to become world champion, and I've never been able to say that over anyone.
No.
Will I be able to say it again? I don't know.
At this stage in his career, see, because he's still early, isn't he? To say it now.
He hasn't fought for the title, so
He's young, man.
22, isn't he?
Unbelievable amateur career that you've managed to take into the pros as well.
yeah, of course, he's turned out really well. He's only had, what, about 11, is it 11 I think, maybe?
11, 12,
So, around about that mark now, 11, 12. And for the progress he's made already, and the changes, adapting to the pro game,
Yeah.
unbelievable. You don't see it, happen that quick normally.
And Gallagher, how's he looking? He's like
He-
Jazzy Dickens, isn't he?
He's obviously the next one, and he's fighting.
They fought before, see, didn't they?
Yeah, they fought a couple of years back, and they for a British title, I think.
And he fought in the Amdas, didn't he? Do you think Amdas? They read that somewhere?
I don't know. No, it might have been Jack. I'm not totally sure. He could be right, but I know he boxed Josh Warrington in the amateurs.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Barry.
did he? How did he get on?
Warrington beat him. Warrington beat him.
He beat him.
Warrington beat him, but
How did he get home?
How did he get on?
he was very young at that point. No, I think I'm not totally sure. I think Warrington beat him, but I think Barry only had he had less than.
He ran for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he only had less than 15 amateur fights.
Hardest training you share gym with?
Yeah,
See,
definitely.
Training Christmas Day, mate.
Definitely. Do you know when?
Gala.
Do you know even when?
Yeah.
Do you know even when he lost that fight to Josh Warrington? He woke up on the Sunday morning about 7 o'clock and went to the gym. Even
Really?
after a loss, you think he'd be sitting in bed, you know, eating
Contemplate everything as well, you know.
a shitty breakfast, like, you know, I'm just gonna have a week off,
Yeah.
a couple of days off, whatever. In my case, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's unbelievable. His dedication and commitment is next level. You don't really see it, like, I'll be honest, and it's good. If that's where you like living.
Yeah,
for
of
me,
course, yeah.
I couldn't personally live that kind of life because I think I'd crack up mentally because I need a little bit of a break, and
Recharges you as well, see.
I think it's good.
Excited to get back to it then, do you mean?
for me, like, even when I know people say it's not good to blow up in weight and whatnot, but for me, as stupid as it sounds, I think that works for me.
Yeah,
As I get to a certain weight, I get unfit.
I don't you blow up like you used to though, Liam?
Nowhere near as bad as I used
You used
to.
to fucking puff right up, didn't you?
I used to massive.
In face, like, ah! His
was
neck
telling
used to
some-
disappear.
I was telling somebody the other day that I think after when I watched Liam Smith, I went on holidays to Mexico. I think it was bang on a week later. I went to Mexico for 10 days. So on the last day of my holiday, which was 17 days from the fight, I put on 3 stone and 4 pound. I was 14 stone 3. I
love it, you
I
know.
swear to God, right? If my fucking daughter, she's at Alex's house, but she drops dead where she stands now, I couldn't even put my shoes on.
Are you feeling on that?
I look like nothing professional, like my feet.
Oh, clump.
I couldn't, my feet, like, it felt like they were just gonna rip the stitch on my shoe. In fact, I think they have it.
I'm gonna keep my shoes on, worst feet I've ever seen.
So now this, going back to the fight, this is the strongest camp we've ever had, is it?
Long camp, wasn't it? 'Cause
Yes, it's dragged on. I was being, I think it would have been probably 14 weeks until now.
But I think in
17 weeks.
terms of that in the camp, mind, because when you box Fox, which would be December 19,
Yeah,
because we were up there for that.
it's like
And
18 months ago. So.
And then obviously the mandatory, and then it went by. Then lockdown kicked in March, and then so like the best part of 15 months has passed by. But you've always kind of, even though you've had a couple of blips, not blips in terms of training, you've had a couple of weeks off at home. I know you travel, you're up there like Monday to Thursday, or whatever it is.
Well, when I'm in full camp there,
But you've always
Sunday
kept,
to Friday.
you haven't bloated, you always stayed within that. You always kept fit then in the gym, taking over.
To be honest, I try not to let myself, like 13.5 stone now really is, which for a lot of people will say, they might still say that's way too big, because I fight at 11.6, so still 2 stone 1 pound. Like.
Yeah.
But for me, I genuinely think that's a good weight. If I try not to let myself go over that, so I'm always trying to, you know.
And you look, and as you've gone through and progressed, and I mean, Welsh title, Commonwealth title, British title, WBO, the Continental European title. Once you pass that level, you've got to live that lifestyle.
Yeah,
you ain't going to get away with living the way you did when you were Welsh champion. No disrespect to any of them out there, but you can't live the same lifestyle as you did when you were coming up.
100%.
And that's why I think the difference from domestic
Oh,
to
separate.
world level and then elite again then on top of that.
Yeah, you have to, you have to separate yourself from all that, you know, and you have to, you know, really step up, because I remember before, like when we were coming through, it was like we could just be in the gym, just playing it every day. Just go to the gym 3 times a week.
I was always the worst.
We used to go like straight from the gym. We used to go and drive into Cardiff. We used to sit there having food and bits and bobs, and then the phone ring. I can fight in 6 weeks, no problem. But it's not championship weight. It's like 4-6 rounds. You can do that. You can
get away with it, you know.
If you're talented enough, you can. Let's be honest, you're gonna beat journeyman all day long. Even if you fight the fucking 2 stone over your best weight, like you're still gonna beat the likes of them people, really, unless you come across, you know, a very a very game one, very tough one. But so yeah, what I'm trying to say is you've just got to live a little bit better. The higher.
It's about making the right choices, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, 100%.
Who have we managed to bring in for sparring? Because obviously we know Demetrius Andrade is a style that is quite unique in itself. So who's sparring?
Do you know, it's funny because you say that, and I was saying that before the fight, but it works. It's crazy how it works because we've had some really good sparring, and
I think the Raw kind of works perfect.
yeah, but it hasn't even been like, you know, normally you're searching, you're getting people in from, you know, all over the country, or even sometimes even other countries, you know, foreigners or whatever. But it's like we've almost had good sparring on a doorstep. We've had that Shaquille Thompson from Sheffield. I think he's like
Is it that? Mind him?
Is he the light heavyweight?
he's in between super middle light heavy, I think.
Is he? 6?
6'3". So we've had him.
What's Demetrius?
He's big, he can punch. He's only 6'1".
He's soft.
Yeah.
So we've obviously like exaggerated it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because we have
That extra bit, innit, do you mean?
just 2 inches, but it makes a
Rick,
difference.
the hell of a difference,
Which
man.
is kind of what you did with the Atlantis Fox as well. We had sparring. How tall was that one guy?
He was 6'5".
6'5". You know,
Handful him as well, he looks an handful, him.
Yeah.
What I seen of him.
Yeah, it's, as I said, you gotta, to a certain extent, you gotta over exaggerate it to make.
Yeah.
So when you're in a fight, when the pressure's on, it's that little bit easier, I suppose.
With sparring, how many rounds a minute do you do in?
Just standard 3-minute rounds. I know some people say, oh, they spar 4 minutes with 30
He's
seconds
doing
break.
10-minute rounds.
Yeah.
But
10 seconds rest. Like 10 seconds rest.
it's all well and good for fitness, like building up in the camp, whatever. But you don't see 100-meter sprinters when they're training. You don't see them running half marathons, do you?
No, of course not, no.
It just doesn't make sense. All right, at the start, just to get your base, you know, the start of your fitness and just building. For that, happy days is great. It mixes it up and everything. But when when it comes down to the real stuff, you got to keep it as close as possible for me. But we've just been tend to spar like 6 rounds start to camp, couple of 6s, couple of 8s, and I only ever do these days probably 2 10-round spars before a fight, whereas before sometimes I used to do a good handful of like 12-round spars, building right up, you know.
Do a lot of body sparring as well, you know.
Yeah, I do when I'm further away from a fight, but as it closes in a little bit, I don't really like to do it too much because it's no secret I've had some hand problems in the past.
Yeah. There's elbows and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, my hands are quite good at the moment. But do you know when you come in, when you're losing weight, like you see like your hands go a bit thinner, basically you just get that little bit more brittle than you would be when you do something.
How's it feeling then, Lee, being on this stage?
It's unbelievable.
Mental, man. Hey, so proud of you, man.
Do you know, sometimes I have to pinch myself because it's like a law. I've always had the belief, and I've always known I was good enough. But it's never a certain, like, you never know you're going to get there, do you?
And I would say, this is the biggest fight involving a Welshman since the Joe Kazagi fight, I'd say.
Yeah, probably so.
It's got to be. Because Demetrius Andrade, he's not just your average champion. Do you mean? And he's a big household name. He's up there with the... he's always in talks with the Canelos and the Loftus and stuff. He's always there. He's floats around.
Three-time world champion.
So they don't hand them out, but you mean?
For me to go and beat them in America as well, which I'm glad it's in America, however good it would have been.
Life would change overnight.
Imagine it had been in Cardiff, fantastic, people being there and everything, it'd be unbelievable, but to go and beat
French
them...
Canelo instead. I am Millennium.
To go and beat them away from home, then I feel like I'll get the credit.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So who knows, I might move up and
100%.
become mandatory.
There's no reason why not.
Could be.
So,
could happen.
Is it super champion kind of thing with the WBO? But would it work like that kind of way? If you went up, would you get a shot?
I haven't actually said this to anyone, but I've had a couple of mad thoughts in my head, like when you're lying in bed at night and you're like, fucking, do you know what I mean, this could happen, that could happen, life changes. But basically, if I wish Billy Joe all the best in the world, right, but I think he's going to get beat by Canelo. I just being honest, he'll get beat by Canelo. I'll beat Andrade. If I was to say, listen, I'm moving up a weight, I'd automatically become mandatory for Canelo. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're champion one weight, if you move up,
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Let's have it.
even if there's a mandatory, because at first I actually got knocked off my mandatory spot by Munguia.
Yeah, that's because he come up, didn't he?
Yeah, and he got offered the fight with Andrade, and he said, "Listen, I don't want it." So what does that say about him?
Yeah. So they take priority then.
If you're champion of one weight, if you move up
And
or
you
down,
want to step up.
you were number one.
And you win.
I think you go out there and do a number on this, and the American fans might even be calling for it.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? If you go out there and do a fucking good number on fucking Andrade now.
I can't see any other outcome. I honestly believe. Do you know, even like I said, when we're lying in bed and like, do you know, I visualise the fight over and over and over, and I honestly can't see any other outcome than me smashing his face in. I think I'm going to knock him out. I really do. Like.
What do you want?
I can't. I just don't think he can beat me.
So let's have a little breakdown of the fight and how we think we would go in. What does Demetrius Andrade bring to the table?
Well, his experience at the top level, he's been there for years now, hasn't he? He's a world-class fighter. You can't do it, and that's why I think it's one of the biggest fights. Well, it is since the Joe Calzaghe fight. This is the biggest fight involved in a Welsh boxer by a country mile. Because obviously you get champions who've fought, but they haven't fought the likes of Andrade and things. Do you mean?
Yeah.
He's a big household name.
You've got like the likes of Selby and that. You know, take nothing away from me. He's been a great champion or whatever, but he's fought world level. Just basically what he's saying.
You could say that Andrade passes that world and enters that elite level. So you do have that extra step through. You get the world, then the elite.
Like he's always mentioned with the
he's there.
He's a household name.
I think when you asked there about how the fight's going to go, we spoke. I don't know if we watched the last episode. We were talking. Joy was asking about the Canelo Billy Joe. I know you were saying about Billy Joe and Canelo, and I said that wrong time and wrong weight for Billy Joe, right? I don't know if you agree with that, right?
Yeah, but, probably so. Probably do.
But I think it's in terms of where everything is going Canelo's way for Billy Joe. I think in Liam's case, it's the flip.
He's on a roll. 100% agree with that. Yeah.
He's on a roll. He's been active. He lives in where I don't think Andrade lives a lifestyle. He's a little bit older. He hasn't been very active. So I think everything is pushing.
I also think the weight is going to be. I don't think it's going to be concerned with him making the weight, because I think he will. You know, he's professional. I think he's ever failed weight, but he's big for the weight. He is big for the weight. So
you think he struggles to get down?
Probably so, yeah. Because
and the older you get,
of course he does.
50 pounds older from when last time.
I've noticed a difference, right? Do you know when I was, I'm 28 now, even when I was 24, do you know then, I could do certain things, like, I know I'm professional, but I could go out on a piss tonight, right? And I'll roll up and I'll perform good at the gym tomorrow. Yeah. Do you know if I was to do that now?
You can't do that.
Not that I have done it recently, but I'm just saying, if I was, I know full well, your body just doesn't recover and stuff, and that's me at 28 saying that. So another 4 years again. From
how old is he?
32.
He's 32.
Yeah, he might even be 33 now. The other day actually. So
Liam fought kilos his last fight, wasn't it?
a year ago in January, I think. So
it's a long time.
It'd be 15 months, is it?
And in between that, he hasn't been very active. You know,
he was supposed to have
a couple of times. He fought once a year, twice a year, once a year.
He was supposed to have a tune-up, wasn't he? That's what that was, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Did the guy have test positive?
He tested positive, but there was never actually any proof. But then again, I don't suppose anybody's really showing proof of the test results and stuff. But I seen a little bit before that fight that apparently Andrade's old man called something off because he heard that a couple of weeks beforehand that the guy he was fighting was supposed to be £200 or something. It's £210. If anything, that's a benefit to Andrade.
Yeah, he
knows this guy's going to kill him. They're a bunch of fucking idiots.
His dad trains him, does he?
Yeah, they're a bunch of freaks, don't they?
Raining dreadlocks.
No, but they just like, they fucking... they just don't make... If I heard somebody was £210, let's say 6 weeks before I'm fighting,
at
160, I'm thinking,
yeah,
fucking having it, do you know what I mean?
Shit, but he's heavy, doesn't he?
Happy days, I hope, you know.
He's not
If
going
he's
to be
weighing
fresh.
230,
No! They're going to be older than him coming in.
if he's weighing
Like
230, 250, even better.
He's going to be sucking orange in the morning and that's it, fucking training.
That's my point though, Alex.
It's fucking
It's basic science,
It's fucking
really.
spitting his spit out now.
It's just
So like you
basic.
said, he's we can all agree that he's bringing his experience to the table. He's 2-weight world champion, 3-time world champion. But like Brett just said, Liam at the moment is on a roll. I think your last 4 opponents, you've done 10 rounds in total with the last 4 opponents, Lee, is that right?
God knows, there hasn't been many though, I know.
You know, so you're on a roll of taking people out, and that experience has come for you as well, since the Liam Smith fight especially.
Yeah, 100%. It's been building for a while. When you say like what does he bring to the table, he's big for the weight, as I just said. He's a southpaw for one.
Oh, well,
They should all be drawn at birth.
Hey, Johnny, that's how it's
He shouldn't be here.
I can change.
No, but I know that.
I'm sweating.
No, but that's just, as I say, it's just one of the comments like in boxing. People use that term. It's just a funny term, isn't it? But they're very awkward. It goes without saying. He's big, he's rangy, he's southpaw, he can move well.
He's clumsy as well in weight,
He's
isn't he?
skillful.
He
But
can whack a bit. He can whack a bit.
He's
Well, all the time.
with a long stretching over
Oh, I always
right,
felt
you know,
those
what I mean? That's
so.
where he gets his power from, and you can see that, especially Liam's level.
Yeah.
You should be able to see that coming a mile
Well,
off.
I always found it, right? No, sometimes people who throw like that.
looping shots.
Sometimes they're quite hard to avoid, isn't they?
Yeah.
They just, what's he fucking doing like?
It's like they're top of you.
Horrible, like,
And
you
you
see it coming, but you just fucking that.
Yeah, you get smacked.
Yeah, fuck.
It makes you frustrated.
Oh my God,
It's
how
not
is
like
it,
you
like-
got it. Keep it angry finger
How
right.
did I get into
Yeah,
that?
do you mean?
And it's a-
Yeah, you think fucking hell. They just like looping
No,
and
I know what I
fucking
mean.
comes in,
Sometimes they're harder to avoid.
Like watching him, what I found is, you know, someone will throw a shot and his top half will come out and then his feet will follow. I
Yeah.
find his feet work is so clumsy that if you can put it on him and really drag him into a fight, I think he will start walking onto shots.
No, I think you're quite right in what you're saying. He's I definitely think it'll be a tricky fight for the first
Of course, yeah.
first half. But I think once I slow him down and start setting the traps and making him do what I want him to do, then it's from maybe 5-6 rounds, it's all going to be my fight.
Do I think as well, I think that a lot of people underestimate the boxing ability.
Of course they do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And
I've seen it firsthand.
They think I'm a brawler,
Yeah,
they just think I'm a
yeah.
Which is
It's
easy,
bad,
it's easy for
majority
the
of
casual fans
Yeah.
to believe that, because you know when he's absolutely
Yeah.
smashing people
Yeah.
out.
Majority of the time I see him spar, I call him back foot, just fucking, and it's beautiful jab,
Yeah.
beautiful jab,
I
you mean?
we spoke at the end of the week, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had a chat on the phone, we were just talking tactics and this and that and whatever, and you look at the casual fan and all they do, like I constantly have people saying to me about talking about them being this horrible, angry
Killer, yeah.
killer, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, you're not wrong there. But there's a lot more to his arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
than what
100%.
people give you
The
credit
one
for.
meets
And
the
you
eye
know
to
that
a lot
as
of
well.
people. Yeah.
And a lot of people say that you look at I don't know when Liam's boxed before, where they see the end and a lot of people see the last punch, but what you need to look at is what he put himself at, what did he do the phase before to get into that position.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's a lot more to your arsenal.
But going back to the last subject with the Andrade thing, I will say this as well, though. You know, looking at his record, obviously he's been at that level, but I think this is his hardest fight as well.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Would be
I know,
fine.
like you said, 2-weight, 3-time world champion. I don't think he's fought Liam Williams yet. I don't think he has.
Nah, it sounds good. It sounds great, but
You know what I mean? By
You're right in what you're saying. Yeah, he hasn't.
I
met someone like
was
that.
looking at it like the other day, going back to the Fox fight, right? Because that seems like whatever, how long ago.
he was handful, but
Yeah, but when you look at he's boxed him, Andrade's boxed this
Yeah,
Fox,
yeah.
got put down in the third round, won on unanimous, right? On a point. If you look at the fight, he lost the fight, he won the fight, Andrade.
yeah.
Didn't win it convincingly, it wasn't a complete whitewash. I think he won it at whatever the scores were. So you look at that, because I can remember, right, when the fight was announced, and we were like, right, okay, yeah, look, I was looking at this guy and I was like,
Fox now.
yeah, Fox, I was thinking, no.
I honestly believed that he was going to cause Liam problems.
He's a bit of a-
because
he
of his style.
He was a bit of an handful, right?
You know when he come out on the night, they said, you just say, fucking hell, he looks fucking sharp. No, 7'8", and he was fucking
And I was like, how is he?
I was fucking hell,
I got asked, right, like, they give me a couple of names, and they said, out of these people, who do you fancy? And I'll be totally honest though, Fox was the last on my list. Simply because of his style.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't think I can beat him because I think I will and I know I will, but just
it's a nicer route to get there.
I can't be asked for
But you know what, though, I think, what, again, talking about the casual fans, right, is that he's a very, very good fighter.
You know,
and you know what, right? What annoying when you poleaxed him and the way that you did, right? You did, right? And, but you gotta look. I always look at someone that lives and breathes it. The phase before. What are you doing in terms of the pressure that
it's
you?
all well and good knocking someone up, but what do you do to set
get in that position? So I'm a bit of a freak like that. So I'll reverse back to see what you've done, like 30 seconds before, just kind of rolling, right?
Yeah.
But he was a very good fighter.
Right, he was.
And you know, I think that you would give him like a ton of bricks. But when people are coming up and saying, "Oh yeah, Liam Jones, I just bowl him over again,"
dedicated pressure before
you didn't
that.
have the credit you deserve for
know.
the Fox.
That's the thing. Do you know the easier you make a fight look, the less credit you get because people automatically go, "Oh, fucking, he was always going to smash it."
Yeah.
No, I weren't.
No.
I just got a big performance, but because I made it look easy through my own hard work, people automatically think that I fought some fucking shit out.
We was in the hotel after the fight, and we were waiting for you to come down. We were there.
Yeah.
It was me, you, Carla, Demi. We were in the reception area, and there was a load of judges that come in after it.
Yeah.
And we were there, and we had a couple of beers.
Yeah.
I was talking shit as usual. I was acknowledging him.
I was sparring with him. Charlie Edwards is sponsor. I was sparring with him, right?
And I was looking up, and they come over. And Victor Lachlan was in, high profile. And he said, "Oh, you're Welsh lad." He said, "You coming on to watch the game?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What do you think?" And I was like, he said, "I didn't expect you to do what he done." That's what they. And we had this conversation with these. I mean, these guys live and breathe it, but even they were breaking it down, and they were just saying, "Look, I don't think you understand how that's gone." Yeah. You know, kind of, but no one expected that.
Because I can remember before the fight, it was talks of him or that Mexican fellow, wasn't it? Garcia, was it?
Yeah, it was.
And I was thinking, I was thinking, I would have rather you fought him.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I
was thinking, fucking fight Garcia, what fuck's sake.
Just stood in front
push back of him. But this guy, though, he's fucking 6'5".
Yeah.
That could be an handful for anyone, couldn't it? Do you mean?
And you know, I just wanted to say, so I forgot, I was going to mention it just now, but so basically, do you remember we said about Andrade fighting Fox?
Yeah.
You could put it like this as well. This is just me, like, going in deep, assessing things. So, at that time, Fox weren't as good as what he was fighting me, because he was less experienced.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Did you 12 rounds for that?
No, but you could say as well, that back then, Andrade
was better
than he is now.
Younger, fresher.
So, that takes it.
Yeah. Different turn to it.
Yeah, and also, what was the other fact that I was going to say? Atlantis Fox, I think he threw 2 right hands in the whole fight from round 3. He dislocated his shoulder. Because did you see him when he boxed me? He had these pinholes.
Yeah.
He had a meat cleaver.
He had a really bad shoulder injury, and he couldn't. He basically fought Andrade with one hand.
Speak to Which is southpaw, that's going to be your biggest weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Not really.
Not really, didn't.
Because there was a bit of a heated build up and that. I know normally people are just like, it was just. But he was a little bit arrogant if I'm being
honest. Yeah.
So I just
fuck you.
Fuck him. I didn't need to speak to him.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, talking about the fight now, obviously you said you've envisioned it when you're in bed and stuff like that. How do you actually see the fight going down?
I see it being tricky for me for 4, 5, 6, a good handful of rounds. Bit tricky. I'm gonna have to be patient. pick my shots, pick my attacks, you know, wisely, not walk onto anything stupid. But I think after about 4 or 5 rounds, even when he's on top, he kind of runs out of ideas and starts just getting a bit sloppy, and so.
And that's when you see him going over his front foot.
Yeah, so, but that's
about.
worst case scenario. He comes out and he does beat me up the first 5 rounds, which I don't think he's going to. But even if he did, he still starts to run out of ideas anyway. And basically, I'm not gonna leave him alone. He's gonna have to knock me dead until I get off his case. And that's just the truth, unless he pulls something really big.
And what you mean by that there is, right, again, just relating to the casual fans, is that there's pressure and there's educated pressure.
Yeah.
And that's the educated pressure is something that you do very, very well.
Yeah.
Not being a busy fool, not just trying to
not
swing anything and just fall in. And
it's using your footwork to think that you're coming in and then come back out, and then when he's falling in, then you go back in.
It's all well and good you being as hard as, you know, as tough as you want to be, just running into me, don't care if you take shots, but then you got to know there's a way to do that, a way to get, and then obviously even when you are there, you got to be wise with your attacks. Because if you just start throwing wild punches, you're going to get. You're probably going to get knocked out by a.
Wear someone down without throwing a shot if we do it right.
Exactly.
Just fucking
feints and things.
Just manoeuvre them and footwork, and so as you said, Brett, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye to some people. Then, let's just say.
Yeah. 100%. So, Alan, let's hear your prediction.
Tricky first few rounds. Really tricky.
To be honest as well.
Yeah.
I know you think I'm going to win anyway, but I've no idea.
Really tricky the first few rounds.
Yeah.
I think you get him late on. But it's going to be the hardest fight of your life.
100%.
Definitely.
Prepared for it, definitely.
But I think this fight means a million times more to you than it does to him. And that's going to show a massive factor as well. I really think it does.
That's a good assessment, I agree.
So it's stoppage or points?
If it's not a stoppage, it's a late beatdown.
Yeah.
Put it that way, yeah.
What about you, Brett?
I agree with that. I think it's going to be really cagey in the first half of the fight. You obviously don't want to be. Look, and I know everything that you've been saying.
Yeah.
You respect that guy. And
of course,
and you've got to do that. So I think it's going to be quite cagey. I think he's going to be cagey. He's not underestimating you for obvious reasons.
Yeah, he says people seem to think that he is, but
he's not. Of course, he's not. We're talking elite level athletes here, right? Take all the crap out of it, and all the slanging matches and this, that, and whatever, the slagging each other off. But I think it's going to be really cagey. I think the difference is that it'll take you 5 to 6 rounds to judge that distance and to get inside.
Yeah.
You know, once you get inside.
That's when it gets hard for him, and that's when
he ain't gonna like that because he likes to keep you there. Once you get in there inside him, then you're gonna start getting your shots off. He's not gonna like that.
Yeah.
I think that points win him.
Points.
Yeah.
I personally think, right, and I tell everybody this, and they're all like, oh yeah, but you know him, and like you just said, you sat there, right? So, but I gotta try and be honest as I can. I think Demetrius gonna smash you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just tell everybody, you know,
I'm gonna jump on a gun now.
like everyone's like, oh, you know him, you know him. So this, and I tell everybody, right, it's going to be tricky for the first few rounds, but I honestly believe that mid-rounds that you're going to absolutely start smashing him, and I think he's going to he's going to really back down, and I think you're going to stop him 10
I've always said to
round.
I've always been to you, right, John, it's not going to be an easy fight then. But you said I feel like he's just going to
I honestly believe it. His style, your style and his style, I honestly believe you're going to smash him.
I always say, I know that was... that was quite funny, but I always try and say that to someone, like, whatever their opinion is...
You've got to respect that.
Oh,
I respect it, but I couldn't give a fuck. I know what I'm going
to do. Of course,
But there's two sides to every fight, and two ways of looking at every fight.
Yeah.
But I just make sure I say, like, listen, I'm not right now. I'm not your friend. You just see two fighters. You don't know. Give a prediction. Everybody got their opinions.
On social media, you kind of get people got their opinions, then people get personal with their opinions, and that's what I hate. I hate you have your opinion. You think this fighter's going to beat this fighter, but why are you getting personal and why are you being really angry about it? Because people on social media are so angry.
I just think with your route that took you again with your hand, getting told you might never box again.
Yeah.
You know, you call Smith a bit of a setback for you. A man who's going to want this as much as you want it is going to be a hell of an hard man to stop.
It's going to be hard to come,
Because I know you're going to have extra 20% of the tank, you are.
100%.
You're just going to have that fucking whoa.
Just mentally, because I know how hard
you're just going to block everything else out. Yeah. No, you tap rounds, you start getting tired. It's just going to go over your head, I know it is.
Yeah.
You're just going to be in that zone and you're going to be a fucking man possessed.
Yeah. I honestly feel like, I don't like saying this, especially on camera, but I'm going to say it. I think I'm going to hurt him. I think I'm going to hurt him bad.
I believe that as well.
I'm in that kind of mind frame where right now at this point in time I don't feel it's going to take a very good man to beat me.
Yeah.
And a mentally strong man, because
of course, yeah.
What I'm going to bring is it's going to be a lot for somebody to digest. And,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you're confident in the 12 rounds as well. You could do over 12 fucking rounds solid now.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Like, to finish off, we've got some questions for the fans to get them involved. Do you want to read them out?
Alex can't read.
We got one from Matthew Bishop. Growing up, did you look up to the local talents, the likes of Wolfie, Dan Griffiths, and Wolfie, you know Wolfie, man. Or who was it that inspired you as a kid?
To be honest, I obviously know of them and everything, and you know people with a bit of a reputation or whatever. But yeah, as a kid, I was never really one of them. I was never really a kid that was inspired or like driven on by anyone. I've always been a massive fan of Carl Zaghi, but from like teenage years when I knew, like obviously watching on TV and stuff. But growing up, I've never really took inspiration from. I've just always just done my own thing, and you know, I think that's probably a good thing though, because I've never felt like I had to live up to anyone or try and follow.
Wrote your own book type of thing.
Yeah, never try and follow anyone in particular. Just I'm doing my thing, and you know, wherever I get, and you know, obviously respect them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Know of them and everything, and it's great. But you just got to do your own thing, and what does it matter if he was good? If he was good, I gotta make me good.
Bob Day said, "What's your thoughts on Marvin Hagler?"
Obviously, you know, very upsetting news that he's passed away and whatever. But I've actually been watching a little bit of Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns for this fight. And I'm not going to say why on camera, but I'm going to tell you after the camera goes on. There's a change in the fight. There's a certain point which changes the fight, and I'll tell you about after this. But Dom have been on to me saying, watch this. You need to see what he does. And I'll be honest.
Here we go.
I know the camera.
And I'll be honest with you. Do you know, even looking when Dom said there's a change in the fight, look for it. I was looking, and I still couldn't figure it out. And when he told me, I went, fucking hell.
You can see it straight away. That's a good fucking boxing brain, that is, mate. Look at him to notice that, mate. That's a good boxing brain, that is, isn't it?
I boxed for 18 years, my man. Obviously, he's a lot older, he's been around longer, but boxing 18 years, you'd think.
But when he pointed it out, you seen it.
Oh my God.
How good was that, like?
When I'm probably going to watch it another 10 times.
Makes him do it, that does.
Yeah.
Fucking does.
He's, when it comes to stuff like that, he's a scientist. But again, going back, that just very sad. He's absolute legend, wasn't he? And, you know, seriously tough man, seriously massive talent. But you might see a little bit of him in my next fight.
Yeah, man. So, ex-professional boxer Lewis Reese, you've shared the ring with so many talented boxers. Who would you say is the most talented boxer you've been in with as a professional, sparring or amateur?
No bullshit, he sat there. No, I'm not right, I've said it a lot of times. obviously never fought Alex, but as a professional, right, he one of the most naturally, and that's hand and
He's up your now.
after the camera goes on, just fucking shit me, I can see he's looking down at the I'd bring you up to chat you. But no, that's honest to God. I would say Willie is one of them really just very, very talented.
He was brilliant himself, mind, wasn't he?
Lewis,
fucking brilliant.
Natural ability.
Fucking brilliant.
You know, not to sound bad towards Lewis, he's obviously going to see this, but Lewis's downfall was he was lazy, and he did, when he was in the gym, he did training.
He just went,
but I just think it was the way he's built and the way he is in general. He just didn't have that same kind of drive which I have, do you know what I mean?
He kind of fell out of love with it towards
and that's the only thing which separated the likes of me and him, do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's a lot of people, to be honest with you. The list is long, but just to say a few that people would obviously know.
Alex and Willie.
Yeah.
A very talented amateur that we have here in Mardy ABC, Dylan Smith. How do you feel leading up to each fight?
Just same really, to be honest with you. The build up of every fight for me is very similar, same approach. Train hard, you know, diet, basically cut no corners. In the fight, it's just seek and destroy, just win at any cost, no matter what it takes.
And last one for Robbie Colcombe. Would you rather only be able to eat your food with chopsticks or only allowed to have a drink out of a shot glass?
It'd probably be...
Depends on the shot glass.
It's a good one. It's like...
Tough. It's tough.
I don't even know. Probably eat my food with chopsticks, because depending on what it was, you could still like realistically, you could pick up a full jagged potato with chopsticks, you know, if you grip one. Think of it that way, but then if it's like...
You've obviously thought about
it. If it's curry and rice, then it's a bit like... Or you could just tip the plate and scrape it with it.
But you could learn how to use chopsticks properly as well as that.
Yeah, I just think I'm quite a thirsty guy, drink a lot of water, and I just don't think I could.
A 10-round spar, come back after last night, shot of water.
It's like one of them ones where people saying like, oh, let's imagine, would you rather have cocks for nipples or nipple for a cock?
Cocks and nipples.
Would you rather fight fucking one duck-sized elephant or one elephant-sized duck? People are just fucked. Alex probably made them ones up.
No, I made a few up. I won't say them on camera.
I think
so shit, they're funny.
We'll finish up on our boys. If you've got anything to say?
No. Fucking best of luck with the next fucking future world champion.
Come on, sorry, Rob. Let's go hang in there.
You're there, right?
Good stuff, fuck, we're doing.
Good stuff, happy
Cheers,
days.
lads.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Liam Williams in the house.
Yeah.